Hey,
What's up?
I put the new graphic in today for the pick me.
How about that?
Because sometimes we do talk about real estate and mortgage stuff.
I like it.
Hey, everybody. Hey,
Hello.
welcome to Check This Out, where PC doesn't stand for politically correct, although I don't think we're too bad. Not yet, anyway. Right?
Not yet.
Not yet. So today, okay, let's see. Hang on a second here. We're going to talk about this. Dun, 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 dun. How to handle multiple offers on a home. So as a lender, Jason, I know that you have a lot to chime in about. Do you have your coffee? Do you have your tea? Do you have your water? What do you have today?
Energy shake?
Okay. Do you want to know how fancy I am?
Yes, please.
This is my coffee. This is almond Ready Whip. No, coconut. It's coconut Ready Whip. And I was like putting a little bit of hot chocolate in my coffee. And I thought, that's probably not good with all the sugar. So I put a little bit of protein powder in here.
How about that? It looks nice. It looks nice and frothy. It looks very frothy at the top.
Does it?
Yeah. That's good.
It is. It's very good. Okay, so we're going to talk about this today. So and then of course we have Weird in the News, and then I have a really funny video to share. I didn't want to do it too early in case people aren't popping on yet, but I'm still laughing thinking about it. So these are some options that you can do, and then we're going to talk about it. So you can accept the best offer / reject the worst. That's okay. Bidding war, highest and best, counter the best, or multiple counter. I'm going to have to fix something here in a second. So what is your experience with this, Jason? As a lender, let's talk about best offer first. That's pretty easy though, right?
Well, that's pretty easy. I mean, here's the thing. So as a lender, we're always coming at it from the bidding side of things. It's never sitting back and waiting and seeing what we have. Right. So I always look at my job in that situation to get, people to take a look at something other than whether it's the highest and best or the most money or whatever it is. And the reason why is from my perspective, I never know. I don't know if we're the top offer. I don't know if there are ones ahead of us. And so what we're really trying to do, at least in my situation, is talk about the strengths, of the actual borrower. And I mean, obviously we're hoping our terms are good. We're hoping that it's accept the best offer, and we hope that we're there. But if not, we want to make sure that there's nothing that's funny on that makes them think that we would be either difficult to close with, wouldn't be able to perform on time. Some of those things. We're going to point out some different reasons why our people are the best and why they should go with us.
Right. And I'm so glad you said that. You guys, we didn't pre-talk about this. So he's pretty savvy, this fella. Yeah, because sometimes the highest offer is not the best.
No.
It's in terms and stuff. And so it's really important. I'm going to share my spreadsheets at the end to show you guys, because right now I have a listing that went up Thursday afternoon, and we have 12 offers right now, and I'm getting bombarded. I mean, if I got paid $1 for every minute I was on the phone, I wouldn't have to do real estate probably for the next 5 years, because I mean, there's a lot to it. So sometimes it's the terms, and sometimes the best. And I forgot to talk about cash offers. Cash is king in a lot of ways, but if it's an investor that's coming in low, then no. I don't know why cash people think they can offer so much less. You know what I mean? So you could do.
Katie, does it spend differently? Like if somebody gives you your cash and they didn't borrow it first, can you buy more stuff with it, or no?
No.
Oh, just checking.
Yeah. I mean, the amount is you're going to get the money either way. It's going to pay off your mortgage, right? The whole thing. And you're going to get your money, whether it's a loan or whether it's cash. So sometimes cash offers are better because, there's just faster closing, things like that.
Hey, Katie, can I ask you one question really quick?
Yeah.
So do you get, as a listing agent, people making full price cash offers without even looking at the house? Is that going on right now?
Yes. And I will not accept those offers, period.
Why not? Because that's a good statement. Why will you not?
Because usually, okay, sir, hang on one sec here. Spreadsheets.
And, my favorite.
Jennifer asked a good question. Does cash close quicker? Okay, so Jason, I'm going to answer your question first. The reason why I won't take those is because sometimes it's just somebody who just really wants to acquire property and they want to like, boom, boom, boom. I want to do this, this, this. And they usually they offer lower. Sometimes they offer, you said asking price, you're right. But what they'll do is on day 9 of the inspection period, because it lasts 10 days, they cancel. They'll do their inspections and then they cancel. So I need someone that's going to be in that house that's actually going to use it. Well, I don't care if it's an investment or primary resident, but I need to know that they're actually buying it and wanting to use it instead of trying to just acquire. You know what I mean?
Instead of trying to just win a contract. I mean, that's what they're doing. Right. They're trying to win the contract, and they've probably got 4 others that they're out there doing the same thing. And then they're changing the game. They're making you the lottery winner. Like, hey, we got this locked up. Maybe we'll stay with it. And that's bad for your sellers.
Yeah. How's this background, by the way? You okay with it, or do you think we should move it to the black background?
No, I like the other one. It's cool.
I do too. It's busy like we are. What?
Yeah.
Bidding wars. Look at me with my notes. What? This is pretty easy, okay? You can do a bidding war. It's not always, like we said, the highest offer is not always the best. Sometimes it's quicker this way. But for me, I mean, if there's just a bunch of crappy offers, then you're not going to do a bidding war. I mean, if there's one that looks better than the rest, there's really no use for this, right? Like, don't you agree?
Well, do you want to know what I think one of the weaknesses of a bidding war is? Because
thank you.
I can certainly think of one of them. And I've experienced this on my side with buyers that will go in and, they might start bidding up property. It creates a situation where you can end up with buyer's remorse. Let's remember, human beings, we buy emotionally, we justify logically. So we're in the middle of a bidding war. We want that house. Our emotions are super high. So we start bidding. But then what happens? I mean, you've done it. Everybody's gone and they bought that big ticket purchase. And then the next day they're sick. They're like, I don't really know. And so, it makes that inspection period just a little bit more sketchy if you're a seller. If you had this bidding war and everybody's going up, and the next thing you know, reality sits in. I'm going to pay how much for this house?
Right.
Yeah, it might be a little bit sketchier, right, from a seller's perspective, maintaining that contract and not having them canceled during the inspection period. So a bidding war can be good. You can get money, but if we have buyer's remorse, which I have seen,
yes,
maybe not the best thing, right?
Okay, so this is interesting because Danae says, Jason, why don't you read that for everybody?
Okay, how about I read this? I would hate to be in the market trying to purchase a home these days. It was stressful before COVID. You know what my response to that is? Ready? Preach.
Yeah.
Preach.
Amen.
Preach.
Amen. The problem we're having too, and this is a whole other issue that we'll have to talk about, is our low inventory, like we've said, and our market here hasn't kept up with the demand, right? So it's going to stay like this for a while, and it's frustrating. So yes, today we completely and 100% agree. Oops, I forgot to turn on my do not disturb. Did you guys hear that ding?
That was especially loud. That was very loud.
So I'm going to do that. So okay, we'll move on to this while I'm doing that and talk about, because here's the thing. Okay, what's the next thing here? Accept the best offer. Okay, so you can counter the best or do multiple counters. So Jason, this is what you were talking about because you said buyer's remorse or whatever. So within the advantage, I think, to multiple counter. Look at me multitasking about multiple counters. The thing with this is that on a multiple counter, you might have 2, 3, 4 contracts that look the best. And then it's something like that. So for instance, and I'm going to show the spreadsheet later about our $210,000 house, we bid it. We put it out there like for buyers to drive it up a little bit. So it's my fiduciary duty to the seller, right? And it's heartbreaking to get the letters from the people because at this price range, there's a lot of people that are barely qualified, that kind of thing. But we have some that are higher, let's say 225, 230. Now our multiple counter, what do you think we're going to multiple counter on that? If the price is 210 and they're offering 230.
Oh, if they're offering 230,
and
you're going to counter higher, you counter higher than the two? No.
You. I asked you. I threw it. So we're going to counter with waiving the appraisal contingency.
Oh, I get it. I thought you were talking. Okay, so you're talking. Okay, yes.
Like
I'm
terms. I
thinking
should have said like what terms would we counter with, right?
terms.
So
Yes.
and so I hate kind of doing that in this market because I know what it's like to be on that other side, but I also have to. So loud. I'm loud.
Your ding was so loud. She's talking about your ding. That ding was crazy.
That's because I put it up next to the.
You know what it was like? It was like an iPhone on steroids. It's like you pack some, anabolic steroids into your ding. Boom. It was like, good morning. It's Monday.
Well, good morning. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Anywho, yeah. So in this situation, there's terms like that. So we look at what people are offering and then what would be the best offer on theirs, and then we kind of go from there. So we're probably going to ask for waiving the appraisal contingency. And here's the thing, this is where lenders come in handy, because I as a listing agent call the lenders and talk to them about their clients. So Jason, some of them that I've received are FHA using down payment assistance and saying they're going to pay $225 on a $210,000 house, and they're with down payment assistance, and they're not putting anything else down. So what do you think my question is then?
What happens if it appraises low?
Right. How are they getting money?
Yeah. And so let me understand. They're telling you that they'll waive the appraisal contingency on down payment assistance?
No, nobody said that, but they're an FHA loan. Their purchase price is $525, but they're using down payment assistance and they're not putting anything else down besides that. So I want to know how are they going to come up with the money to pay for not $525, $225. Sorry.
Right. That number, yes.
I need some more coffee. So I'm asking the lender, how are they coming up with that money? Because so if they had $75,000 to put down, I know they can cover it, but I'm not seeing that within the offer document. So is it something that I can do for terms to have them show proof of funds to make up the difference for that offer?
Well, not only can you, but you should. Because here's the other thing you got to be careful of. You got to remember, in the Arizona State purchase contract, the way that it's put together is it really favors the buyer. There's 3 ways you can get out of that contract. Number 1 is the inspection that you've already talked about. Number 2 is the appraisal, which we're talking about right now, saying, hey, if it doesn't appraise. So let's say you get to inspection and let's say that you waive the appraisal contingency. There's still a 3rd way that buyer gets out of the contract. And that 3rd way that they can get out is the loan contingency. So if they're showing financing, all that lender has to do is say, hey, I'm sorry, but they don't qualify. So if you take that offer and you say, hey, I accept this because you're waiving the appraisal contingency, but you didn't verify their closing funds, well, you put yourself in a situation where that lender can say, well, yeah, of course, we can waive the appraisal contingency, but I can't source their funds, so they don't qualify. And then your seller's stuck.
Right. So thank you. See, Jason, you're so smart. I don't even have to go over stuff with you. You just know this stuff. So the thing is, too, when you have multiple offers and things, so the National Association of Realtors, oh, sorry, Danae said, you've got a big ding, LOL. I sure do. Or maybe it's not me. I don't know.
Only on Monday.
There are 3 things you can do. You don't have to disclose the other offers, which is weird. I don't know why you would do that. You can disclose that you have multiple offers, but not the terms, which is what most realtors do. Or you could just disclose that you have multiple offers and include all of the terms and conditions. So really, it depends on your seller and what information they want you to put out there and whatnot. So basically, hey, Jason, you're not just a pretty face.
Allegedly.
I interviewed her Valentine's week on Candor with Katie. So go to YouTube and watch it so we can get more views and watch it. She has a photographer and she has like a boudoir piece to it. And it was a really cool interview. So go look at that so you can get to know Danae a little bit. So with the NAR, the Code of Ethics, you're not supposed to lie about offers. I have asked around and I know that it's done, but ethically I can't do that. I can't say, well, we do have multiple offers, trying to get the most out of someone. You know what I mean? So it's also going to come to your comfortability with what you are. And then also remember that real estate's big business. You don't want to get yourself in trouble, right?
Totally. Totally.
So, yeah.
It's always better to play by the rules, right? I mean,
absolutely. Okay, so now I'm going to share my spreadsheets. And we'll talk about this. And so I took out the pertinent information, like, because what I did here, hopefully you guys can you see my cursor?
Wow.
Yeah. So this is my current one. I blocked this out. So what I do for my clients is I type in the agent and their company. So maybe it's Jason Fremo, VIP Mortgage. He's making an offer. And then I put the client's last name. And the reason why I'm blocking it out is because it's private. I don't want you guys to know all the business. And then my client's info I crossed out too. But what we do is we put the offer, how much earnest is down payment, type of use. So for instance, right here, we got a really low one, 184,755. And I said the agent didn't even fill out all the info and this offer is very low. These are my notes, okay? So then I go back and I put, so there's all the things in here. This is concessions in yellow. These are things they want the seller to pay. And then in red, some things, okay? Buyer can pay $5,000 over appraisal. That's a good offer, 218. Again, it's FHA with only $7,595 down. Then there's an escalation clause on this one. And then this guy is conventional, not relying on the sale. And then this is cash and a fast close. So it just depends. What do you think about all this, Jason?
I think that's awesome. It's a really good way to analyze that, right? Because you're breaking down, the different pieces. Because like you said, there's always two components.
Yeah.
You're dealing not just with price, but you're dealing with terms. Terms might make the price less attractive. This is a very visual way to get a lot of information at once to very quickly identify where your best, your best deals are.
Yeah, and so I have notes in here. Maybe we're gonna have these guys waive the appraisal contingency. Maybe we're gonna have a faster close on this one. With these guys, I'm gonna have them. So after speaking to you today, see that helps me too. I'm gonna want them to prove that they have the funds, whether it's a gift. Now, can you use a gift, Jason, to make up the difference in an FHA loan using down payment assistance?
Of course you can. Yes.
Mm-hmm. You can. So I'm going to have to do that. And if they don't want to provide that, then they're going to lose out on the contract. Okay. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So it's time for where to go? Weird in the news.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't wait to see what you got today.
Well, my first thing, I'm going to do it because it tickles me so much. Should I start with it or end with it?
I don't know. Whatever you want.
I'm gonna end with it. It just makes me laugh so much. Okay, so hang on, let me do this because I'm reading articles from here. So the first one, now this is so weird, but okay, let me find the picture because I'm not sharing the article on here because I'm just gonna read it so you can actually see what it is. So here it takes this picture. That's a bear. Yeah, it is. So my butt. An Alaska woman using an outhouse was attacked by a bear.
I hate it when that happens.
Okay, so an Alaska woman had the scare of a lifetime when using an outhouse in the back country, and she was attacked by a bear from below. So that means when she sat down, to use the restroom. So I got out there and sat down on the toilet, and immediately something bit my butt right as I sat down. Shannon Stevens told the Associated Press. I jumped up and I screamed when it happened. Her brother Eric and his girlfriend had taken snowmobiles into the wilderness on the 13th of February to stay at his yurt, which is about 20 miles north, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Her brother heard the screaming and went out to the outhouse, and he found Shannon tending to her wound.
Let me guess. It was Winnie the Pooh.
Exactly. Except for, I don't know. I don't think he'd like to get that dirty. They first thought she was bit by like a squirrel or a mink or something small, So she opens the toilet seat and here's this bear just sitting there, his head just right there, right? So she just shut the lid as fast as she could and said, "There's a bear down there." And then she wasn't too injured or anything. And then they figure, so we have an outhouse in Canada. That's what's interesting, okay? And so there is like a little place in the back, like vents it, obviously, and then you probably have some kind of little window or something. So they figure that the bear probably got in that way. Let's see. Hang on a sec. Check your outhouse before using it during hibernation season. And they did kind of say that. Well, that takes going potty to a whole other level. Then she corrected herself whole. Yeah. So that was the thing they had said in here. Okay, so there's a reason for it that it was a poor salmon run year combined with a mediocre berry crop. It's also possible the bear couldn't put on enough fat to go into the den, and they might be out and about more often than earlier. So the interesting thing about that, like I said, we have a cottage in Canada, in Ontario, Lake of the Woods. So we have an outhouse, and it's not a big deal. But what we do at the end of the season also, so this could have been that, who knows? Because if they're up there in the winter, okay, we catch like northern pike or whatever, and we kill it, of course, and we throw it in the bottom of the outhouse. We just throw it through the hole. And by next summer, when we come back, it's completely dry because all the maggots and everything come up. It decomposes everything in the outhouse.
How about that?
So maybe that was something that happened too. And there was like a fish in there or something. But still, can you imagine? You're just like, doo-doo-doo. Holy crap. And then there's this big bear head. Okay, let's see what else we have here.
That's weird in the news. I'm going to be honest. That's weird.
That is very weird in the news. This one too, and I have some pretty cool stats to share with you here. Okay, look at this. Big fire in a restaurant, right? That's what it looks like, right? That's not a fire. It's a restaurant making 10,000 wings. 10,000 wings. And it's not Buffalo Wild Wings. I can't read the name there, but it was in North Carolina, and firefighters went out to the restaurant, and when they arrived, it turns out it was just a restaurant going hard in the paint, making 10,000 wings for Super Bowl Sunday.
Because why not?
Yeah. So a motorist had called after seeing the plume, and so they went out there, and they were just very happy to know that.
I was going to say that looks kind of like the local Burger King every time I drive by. I don't know.
Exactly. Okay, so here's the other thing. Here is 8 things you can buffalo that aren't wings, which is just kind of cool. So I'm going to share that with you real quick. See how long it takes me to do this? I do need an assistant. All right. Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay. So you can buffalo. What is that? I don't even know.
It's like chicken.
Okay. Oven fried buffalo goat cheese balls. Yes, please.
Okay.
Buffalo ranch popcorn. I'm not going to give you the recipes. Somebody you can ask me, and I'll put the link in there. Buffalo deviled eggs. It's probably just putting the buffalo sauce over it, right? Buffalo chicken quesadilla.
Yeah.
Here it is. Buffalo ranch roasted cauliflower nachos. Don't those look good?
That looks really good, actually.
Buffalo chicken mac and cheese. Mm-hmm. Buffalo chicken and spinach stuffed portobello mushrooms. Oh my God, that probably would be my favorite one out of all of those.
Yes.
So hey, buffalo sauce. It's not just for the wings.
That's right. Okay?
All right. So and then I had one weird fact thing. Do you have a pencil handy? Okay. Is it a pencil?
That's a pen. Hold on.
All right, do this thing, the rubber pencil. Like, can you do this? Does it look like the pencils are rubber, everybody?
Does it look like what?
It's supposed to look like the pencils are rubber and they're moving, right? They're bending, but I'm not doing it right. It doesn't look like. So let me share this thing because it shows you here, and then I'm going to tell you why this happens. So this is like your Bill Nye thing today. So can you see this thing moving up and down? Yeah. See how it looks like I'm not doing it right for some reason. Right? Do you know why that works? Okay, well, this keeps happening on my phone. Some of these don't go. This works because
I don't know.
It's because our brain can't keep up, is what they say. How can it work? Our eyes and our brain just can't keep up. That's all it is. And there's more to it, but that's not that interesting. I've got my favorite thing to share. This is hysterical. And I'm including the guy who did it. Have you heard about the lawyer that had the cat thing on the Zoom? The cat filter?
No. Oh my gosh, wait.
It's
That's what I have. This is so great.
It's an actual thing, okay? They were actually in court or whatever via Zoom. So I'm going to share that with you really quickly here. It's hysterical. 1 second. Let's see if I can do it with this. No, I got it back. Hang on 1 sec. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to share it and then I'm going to make it bigger so that you guys can see it. And the guy has a great attitude about it. So that's what's really cool. Because he explains it a little bit. And the funny thing is, well, I'll just let you see it because, all right, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, let me make it bigger.
This is perfect.
Can you hear me, Judge? I did not know that Zoom could turn me into a cat, and I did not know that a cat Zoom could turn me into an internet celebrity. But it all happened in just a matter of hours.
This is so great. Watch his face.
Mr.
It
Potter,
moves.
I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings. You might want to take a look.
Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm live. I'm not a cat.
First of all, and then his eyes are moving, his mouth is moving, and he says, "I'm not a cat."
I'm not a cat. No, the best part is, well, I'm ready to move forward like this.
And I think the part the guy says, "I can see that you're not a cat," and then I'm gonna play it a little bit more because he has a really good perspective on this. It's hysterical. So okay.
I can see that.
So wait.
I can see that.
Wait, sorry. I'm not a cat.
I can see
whatever.
that.
Got on the Zoom. Everything seemed fine. My picture popped up. I was in the waiting room with the judge. When the judge called the case, I disappeared and a cat appeared instead of me. To my great surprise, of course, and took a little bit of time, and we finally figured out how to get rid of the cat video. In Texas, we have a phrase: you can't put toothpaste back in the tube. And if this was going to become an internet sensation, I just had to laugh at myself along with everybody else doing so, and roll with it.
Is that the best?
First world problems, Katie. First world problems.
I know, it's the best. It's but the best thing is that he kind of looks like the cat in real life.
Right? Well, first of all, what was he doing to look? Who was he talking to beforehand? Hey, check this out. I'm a cat. I was in a conversation before that.
There's rumors going around that his assistants did it or something, and I don't think they did it to create that, but that's just, that's obviously a very serious thing. Imagine the OJ trial on Zoom and a woman pops up as a cat. You know what I'm saying?
I personally just like that he felt the need to make sure that everybody knew that he wasn't a cat. I can assure you, I'm not a cat. You know what? I'm glad you cleared that up for us because I thought for a second we were, I really thought you were a cat. You know what I mean? How did you type the brief? You have pause, for God's sakes.
Okay, so I'm sorry I missed that. I didn't see the new comments. This is about the bear. Was it one of the creepy Charmin toilet paper bears?
That's a good question.
Brian lives out in the wilderness. He's got a RV thing, fifth wheel thing. I don't know. He's always cruising around having fun. He's I usually find them at their porches, but they'll use anywhere. Oh, well, for sure. They've actually gotten into our cottage in Canada. It's kind of scary. She says, "I'll be right over, assistant, but with cocktails." I know. It's just hysterical. That cat thing, like you said, I'm not a cat.
Yeah.
And his eyes are
clear. Not a cat.
Just so you know, I'm not a cat. So that's all we have. That was great today. We had some good info. Lots of things going on. I've got people calling and texting me and saying, "Are you going over the offers?" Yes, I am. This is what makes my job really hard, is that I have to let down a lot of people. But try to do it the nicest way possible,
Great. That's right.
Jason, happy Monday.
Miss Katie, happy Monday. I want to let you know.
What? What do you want me to know?
I want you to know how much I love your socks. I just love your socks.
I pretty much think your socks are the best in the world, Jason. I love
Pretty
your
much.
socks.
I think your socks are gone with the wind.
Bye, everybody. Have a great day.